Guys, welcome back to episode 24 of my Escort panel van Resto mod. I'm busy repairing the B pillar B post. Let's just take a walk closer and let's just see where we're at and what my plans of action are. So in the last video you saw me ripping up all the steel there, and I applied this rust converter to the A post here. You can see it done its job. So before I actually put the second skin on here, I'm actually going to paint the anti-rust primer on, just to give it that extra protection for what it's worth. As for my plan of action, I don't have any. There's so much work here that I cannot really have a plan. I must just repair repair what I see, as fun as what it sounds. There's a lot of work here. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this edge off here just to straighten it up. I'm going to cut it just before this bend. You can see there's a bend here, so I'm going to cut it like here, 10 mil or so away from the bend, and then this piece coming this way, I'll just let it meet up on that seam there, and I'll weld it down here. Then I'll drill a couple of holes in this second skin and then spot weld it to this. I'll drill a few so that it can act as one once it's complete. I think also my plan would be to maybe come to about here with this one and not all the way, and then this side I'll come around and let it meet up here and then weld it like down here, you know, it all together. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to like knock this down here, grind this off here, you know, just to prepare this area, and grind this here. Well, that's the plan on, let's just call it paper. As in my past videos, I always have this plan going and then I actually work against it. So let's just see what happens. Enjoy the video. Okay, so that's off. This is the piece that is cut out there now, so you can see that was the rod that was behind there. So obviously I must plug that up. I'm just grind this here. See if I can find out what I'm going to do in there. Like I said, there's not much I can do here with this. So I think my plan has changed already, because I'm seeing this is a relatively straight piece. I might put this bend in it here. There's kind of more than that's actually just, it's not 90 degrees, but I'll probably put this bend in here and run this way, so this piece might just be one. But like I said, that's just the thought that I have right now. We'll see what happens. Okay, I'm just going to grind this here just to neaten this slot up here and see what I'm going to do here. And then I'm just going to run the grind on this edge here as well. Alright, so I grinded here and it didn't come out too bad, but as it was going down here, I think here's another skin on here. I think that belonged to this double skin here. Just looking at it, it seems as if there's another skin on here. So I'm actually going to grind all the way down here to see if there is another skin. And then obviously it means that when I put this double skin on, there'll have to be a 90-degree here to join up onto this flange for the door seal. So okay, so let's just do that quickly. Just using this, I managed to get behind it here, and it does seem as if here's another skin here behind here, as you can see there. So I'm actually just going to remove this now here, and then I'll show you when it's done. This piece is what came off here, and then I actually grind it all the way down, so it actually seems okay. I think I'm going to take this corner off here because I kind of jammed that blade in there and there's quite a bit of rust. I think I'm going to take this section off till about here, because you can see there's actually a hole there. So I think I'm going to take it off till there and then finish this pillar off here. This will be a different job, and just like this will be a different job. So let's just take this section off here and then start on that. So I got this far here now, and apologies for the previous time-lapse clip. I see the focus wasn't exactly on the job here, it was more down here, but I mean you could see basically what it was doing here. I'm going to keep on removing this section here now, and then I'm going to grind this up and then start. So this is as far as I got that off, and I cleaned it up. I cleaned up all these crumple zones here as well. I used this boyki on the drill, and I didn't still feel like hooking up the air compressor for the pencil grinder, so I just used the drill just to clean all this up. So this is actually looking not too bad now here, and I think I'm ready to start sorting the side out. I traced this out onto this plate now, and I'm going to cut it, bend it, and then see if it makes sense. So this is the plate that I cut. It's bigger than what it should be, but you can see it's underneath this line here, that seam there. This is a bit too big, so I can always trim that. It's on this edge here virtually. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm obviously going to drill 2 or so holes here to tack weld it to this, and then I'm going to start welding this to this, and I'm going to heat this up here. At least I think I'm going to heat it up, and then knock it over like that. Okay, let's see if that plan works. Okay, so I drilled that holes. As you can see, it's sitting better because I trimmed that there, so that's going to be like that. I'll obviously weld all of that up there. I'll spot weld this through here. But before I do that, I'm going to put on the NS5 etch primer on here, and I'll let that dry first before I carry on. Right, I'm going to use this black etch coat primer. I poured some in there from a 5 liter. I'm going to apply that to that there, let it dry, and then start welding. I painted this now with that. You can see I even got in there wherever I could, at the back there, or at the bottom wherever I could, through these hinge holes. So I'm going to let this dry. It's just such a pity that I didn't think of this idea when I was busy on the driver's side, you know, but you live and learn, and I'll carry on. From here on forward, I'm going to try to use this paint as much as what I can, especially like in those grooves there, because the nice thing about this paint is it actually has an etch and a rust prevention qualities, you know, so that's the best I can do. So anyway, I'm going to let that dry first. So whilst waiting for the paint to dry, as the saying goes, I decided I'm going to bend this thing, and I bent it like that. So this will obviously go like that. And you can see I got some trimming to do at the back here. But that's neither here nor there, that's quick. But basically she will be sitting something like that. I'm just going to like obviously fine tune it when it comes to the welding of it, and then see how it comes out. Alright, so a couple of days has passed by. I allowed the paint to dry on the A-pillar, and I'm going to just trim that little plate that I showed you that I bent into that lap. But let me just show you what the A-pillar looks like now. So this is what the A-pillar looks like. This paint has cured sufficiently. It's actually looking not too bad actually. I actually like the fact that it has a nice preventative rust coat underneath, although that's going to burn, some places it's going to burn off as I weld the outer skin on. And as far as this outer skin goes, like I said, this is going to fit like that. So I'm going to just trim at the back there, which I'm going to do now, and then start welding this in. Okay, it's not fitting exactly perfect, but just judging, I must take a little bit off there, and this must be bent a bit lower here, so I'm going to just take this section off, and then I'll see how that comes out. So I've done a bit of thinking, and I think the best for me would be to do this in 2 sections. Like I'm going to probably split this down here, on this side of this hole, down here, and then do this piece on this side, and then do this piece on this side, and then weld it in the middle here. So I just took a bit of, I took a grinder to this edges just a little bit here. I'm going to put it there, and then weld it in. Okay, so I've done just a few tacks there, just to hold that plate. That one never really tacked so lacquer, but that's neither here nor there. That I'll weld up properly. So that plate is kind of on now, so I'm going to just work that side, tack that side in, and then assess the situation, and then weld the whole lot up. Okay, I fitted the plate like that. I just worked it a bit to fit that contour a bit more, and I shoved it behind that section there, which I will build up afterwards and I'll show you. And it fits like this. Here's gaps here, which I seriously don't mind. It just means when I weld here, I can go down to the base metal there, which is the original A-pillar. So I'm going to tack this now in position, and then this must get pushed in slightly here. It's a little bit away, so I'll push that slightly in. I'll tack this now basically in position in 2 places, and show you prior to welding this up. Okay, so I just gave it a couple of rough tacks here just to hold the plate there. I didn't concentrate on neatness or anything, it was just to hold it, because I'll be doing the full welds now, knocking on certain places, bending this here. I'll do last to bend it to that contour, because I must repair this whole section here also, so I'm going to not to be too concerned about this corner here. I'm just going to finish all this off, and then I'll show you. So this is all welded and grinded down now. So this is how this first plate came out. I'll just neaten this a bit more here, but that's basically the idea. You saw me doing it on the other side there. I'm not going to concentrate too much here because I need to replace some of this rotten steel here, so I'm not going to weld this here. This will be my last welds. I'm going to carry on down and complete this double skin on this pillar, and then I'll carry on with like these sections here, the dreaded section on any Escort Capri and stuff, this area here, and then we'll see how it comes out. Alright guys, I'm going to end this video here. This will be my last video for the year, so I want to thank everybody for taking the time to watch my videos that I posted throughout the year, and those that commented, thank you very much. It's much appreciated. Those that gave thumbs up, much appreciated. We can do with more of that because the YouTube algorithms are quite strict nowadays, so things are not moving the way they normally should move. I think everybody throughout the year, everybody throughout the world has actually commented on how the algorithms are working now. It's quite difficult on YouTube nowadays. So more comments, more likes, more subscribers is always appreciated. And I also would like to take this opportunity to wish everybody that's celebrating Christmas and New Year this time of the year, I'd like to wish you all well. A blessed Merry Christmas to you and your family. A very prosperous New Year to you and your family. And I will see you in 2026. Have a good one. Cheers for now. Catch 'em all.